What's up, guys? Welcome back to another Her Lounge podcast. We are back with our women, our girl talk, and Marissa's back. She couldn't join us yesterday.
Hola.
So she's here again.
Yeah, you thought you were going to get rid of me, Kim. I know your plan. No, just kidding.
I said she's got big shoes to fill.
Yeah, Rob was like, she's got big shoes to fill. I was like, don't tell her that. It's like, Jesus.
I love Kim. When she had me on her podcast, it was a fucking clusterfuck. Please don't
she's
go back
fun.
and look at that.
She's super cool.
That's what I was telling Rob. I said, she's fun. I said, so she's funny. Like, she's funny too because she says shit you're like, what? You know? So it's
Kim's
like,
crazy.
she's crazy. Yeah, exactly. All right, guys. So before we get started, as you guys know, March is National Women's Month. And so one thing that I wanted to do this month, even though I've done women in business before, I just kind of like wanted to bring different women on and just kind of talk about their journey, where they're at and so forth. And so before we get started, you guys know I like to start with a positive quote. And this is something that I feel as women, we kind of tend to be a little bit catty sometimes, and
Not me.
And
but some of you bitches are.
Yeah, exactly.
Go ahead.
That's why I'm about to say it. But you
Say
know,
it.
and you're quick to like. I know somebody that does that better. I can't stand when people say that. It makes me. Oh yeah, I know someone that does that, and they do it really well.
Have told you that? Who said
not
that to
me,
somebody?
not
Oh, who
me,
does that
but
to
just when
somebody's
I've
face?
said something about someone's brand, like, oh my God, this is a badass. I'll be like, oh, I know someone who does it, and their stuff's actually really good. Like, well, have you tried that person's stuff to say something is really good? Anyway, so with that being said, is confidence is not I'm better than her. Confidence is I'm great. So is she.
Amen.
And I think that is very important within
Where
the
did I see
female
that
community.
today?
I posted it today.
Oh, okay.
I posted it on the podcast.
Okay.
What do you call it? Page. You know why too? I feel like right now, it amazes me so much. I don't know where the feminists, like legit feminists, are right now, and why.
Girl, I'm a feminazi. Keep going.
Why nobody is fighting for all these things. It amazes me that women are always fighting that we don't have equality with men.
But we downgrade each other.
Not only that, but also if a man puts on a wig and starts to say he's a female, you're okay with him joining and being part of us female. I was thinking about that. I literally was in the shower yesterday and analyzed that. And I said,
Did you have your phone in the shower?
I did.
Of course
That's
you
the
did.
problem.
I did.
Have you seen that little device though?
No, I haven't seen it
pretty
yet.
cool.
I have to show it to you. And I was thinking to myself in the shower, I was like, wait the fuck a minute. Where are the feminists right now? Why aren't y'all mad? Like, you know what I'm saying? Why aren't y'all mad that men all of a sudden want to come be a part of our sports? You know what I'm saying? I get it. They're transitioning into a female. But at the end of the day, we've already talked about this. I'm not going to go into it. So that's one of my issues. And then number two is, so I have a question now, and this is a legit question. Let's think about this.
Okay.
If you've transitioned into a female.
Okay.
So do now you get female pay?
Ooh.
Just saying, right? Because
That's
isn't that
that
an
Jenner
argument?
guy.
Isn't that an argument of females that they're paid less than men? So if you were a man before, should your salary change then? Because now you're in the female category.
I mean, the gender pay gap has been debunked a few times.
Exactly. But I'm saying that's an argument that a lot of feminists have. So if you're a transgender female, should you now have to go through all the things
Hell
that
yeah,
females
bitch.
go through?
I want you to suffer. You gotta suffer.
I saw a comedian make a great point today about how we're propping up. This was a comedian, guys. How we're propping up fake men with fake penises while we're diminishing real men with real penises.
Totally.
I was like,
what
oh my
the
God,
hell
that's
is that
funny.
Totally.
about? Why
You know
is
what's
that?
something else I don't like is when I see females post things like this. I'm raising my daughter
Here we
to
go.
be independent so that she doesn't depend on your little scummy son, right? Or it was like something like that. It didn't say scummy, it just used another word, like basically like a loser. If I was
First
a
of
boy
all-
mom, I'd be like, what the fuck? How do you know I'm raising losers, bitch? You know what I'm saying? Like,
Bitch.
You know, like why does my kid have to be the scummy boy?
Yeah,
you know
you
what
better
I'm saying?
say that to his private lessons
Yeah.
coach for quarterback,
Yeah,
bitch. He ain't gonna
exactly.
be no fucking loser.
You know, so to me, when I see things like that, I'm like, okay,
Why
I'm
don't you
all
raise
about
your daughter to
just
hold her own so
Yeah.
that she has something to bring to the table?
also because it needs to be
Golly, you're already
fair.
teaching this little child to.
Oppression.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
What the
I see
hell?
that a lot. I saw that on this feminist
God.
page, and I was just like,
Girl, why do you follow that page? Unfollow.
For podcast content.
yeah.
Okay.
Because hey, Marissa, look at her. I thought I have conversations with people who don't think the same as me.
Oh, that's right. My bad. Oops.
And that when I see those, I think I had seen something like
Too
that.
many oopses going on right
Right.
now, guys.
Yeesh,
Oops,
too
we
soon.
did it again.
Too soon.
Marissa's got some.
Oh
news she
shit! I'm
wants to
pregnant,
share.
guys.
And
And
this
it's
is
not a joke.
We're gonna call this
Not a
segment
joke.
"Two Pregnant Bitches and a Microphone." That's what we're gonna call it.
It's two pregnant bitches and a
microphone. I'm
and
sorry.
a mic. There you go.
formerly 2 Girls, 1 Cup.
Yeah. Oh no, Rob!
Honey,
Come on,
they've
you
up-
took
they've-
it there.
They've gotten
That
older.
was crazy.
They've gotten
What?
older and they've learned from their mistakes.
Oh,
They've
my
got to
God.
be about our age now.
Oh my God!
Yup.
When my sister's ex-husband showed me that one time, I go
He's
to their
so
house.
gross. Shout out
and
to
she's
Adam.
like, I was like,
I love you,
have
Bird.
you seen blah blah blah? And I was like, no, what is that? I was like, bro, come on. I was like, why,
Oh my God, that's amazing.
why? I was
I don't
like,
know. I don't know why. People are sick.
men are disgusting. I was like, guys,
Women
come
are
on.
too, though.
I don't know that I want to see a guy shitting on another female.
I don't, but somebody
Yuck.
might like that shit.
Yuck. Or even the golden shower shit. I don't know about that one either. I don't know if I want
R.
some-
Kelly changed it for everybody.
I don't know if I want somebody
now everybody
peeing
wants
on
to take
me.
golden
You know
showers.
what I'm saying?
You know, in some countries, men will pay for you getting underneath the glass table, and then the girl's on top of the glass table and does her business on the glass table, and he's just watching it
Come down.
come down on the glass table so you can
And-
see through it. Yeah.
Oh,
Yep.
that's sick.
Yep.
Okay, I'm going to be honest with
Do
you.
not drink that brown drink
Yeah.
right now. Oh, you know
always
what? I have a
tells
brown
me-
one too.
I'm always like, I hate using public restrooms, so I hold it, right? And it's
Yeah.
really bad. I've gotten a urinary tract infection because of it, because I hold it. I have this thing. I have a actual.
It's a phobia.
Yeah, it's a phobia. I have an actual picture of my friend Rania. We were at a festival, and I'm coming out of the restroom, and I'm like this, trying not to touch anything. But she knew that I was going to
she was
come
gonna
out, so she was ready with her camera. I've got to find it, and we've got to show it one day. And because I just have this thing about, like, when Mickey goes to the restroom, I put toilet paper all over the thing. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, don't touch anything. Toilets are disgusting to
I
me.
agree.
Like,
You know
I just
which
think
stall
they're
is
gross.
the cleanest?
The handicap.
The first one.
The first one?
Because everyone skips
The first
They
one.
go against the wall.
Yep.
Ah.
Everybody uses. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, I
that
didn't
was
think about
something
that.
that they
That's
said a
probably
long time ago. It's been like 15 years, but
That sounds
I don't
right.
know. That sounds about right.
So you've never used a porta potty?
Of course I have, but I just find every way there
so
is to
gross.
like either I'll legit stand on that bitch and like open
Oh,
and
okay.
squat so I don't touch nothing.
That's the only time I get my squats in.
You're
Is
like-
when I use a public restroom.
Yeah,
So I'm like,
it's-
no, if Marisol can fucking do it, I'm gonna fucking squat
It's all them
right
years
here.
of squatting. Might as well with them strong legs.
because I'm
my God.
short, so squatting on a porta potty for me doesn't work because I'm almost
still gonna
hitting,
touch. Of
course,
you know.
of course.
It's still
so I have
gonna
to stand
touch.
on top, and I gotta squat like legit. And so I'm like this, and I'm closing my eyes too because I'm higher, so I can see everything underneath. So I'm just like this. I'm like,
We've derailed this podcast 10 minutes in.
I am so disgusted already.
I just can't. I just get
I agree.
grossed out.
But
And
you know what's the hardest? When you're taking your kids. They're so little and they have to use the restroom. Like, no, baby, don't touch. Okay, wait, stop.
Yeah, I know.
That is stressful.
I know. I know.
Hands to yourself. Hands in your pocket.
I just can't. It grosses me out. I don't know. So it's always like, it amazes me that you are pregnant and you will hold it until you get home because you don't want to go to the restroom inside a store because he'll be like, I can pull over. I'm like, how much longer till we get home though? I was like, okay, we're 10 minutes. Okay. So I just close my eyes and I don't think about, like, I can't have a sip of water. I try to think nothing.
What about when you hit bumps? Because that's hard.
Especially these Houston roads.
No, that
They're all
hasn't
messed
happened
up.
to me yet. But when I hit a bump, I don't think my shit's that loose yet. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
damn, no. When
I
I
said
hit a
yeah
bump
because I'm
and I
about to
have- when
get
I
two
have to pee
kids.
and I have to
So
hit
I'm
a
about to
bump,
get on the second one. So
I'm about to be looser.
I don't know about.
Golly, I'm all fucked up.
That pelvic floor is about to see some damage.
My girlfriend is big on that. She like went to classes like to get her pelvic.
Healthy core and pelvic floor is a book, I think.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. It's like really important according to her. It's like
Because you can have mishaps, right?
Yeah, especially after having a baby too. It's like even more important. She's like, have you looked into that? I'm like, nope. I just went right back into doing what I was doing, not knowing the importance of it. So it's crazy, but it's really important. So look into that after you have this baby.
I am.
I'm going to do it this time. I didn't do it the first time.
No pelvic floor stuff?
No, I was too busy. I had to hurry up and get back to work. You know what I'm saying? Wasn't no time.
Like a G. I got shit to do.
I got shit to do, yeah. Which that is important. So it should have been part of my shit to do, but I didn't do it. So, but yeah. So I just that's kind of something I was marinating on in the shower yesterday because I was just thinking about like, I love being a female. Like I love it. I love everything about it. I think it's really cool. Like from probably the only thing I think is not cool is the period thing. I can do away with that. You know what I'm saying?
I hate bleeding like a dead cow.
Yeah, that's probably the only thing I fucking can do without. You know what I'm saying?
God.
But the thought of like, we've talked about this, like the thought of like you make a little human in your body, you're creating another human that's going to be walking this earth pretty soon. You know what I'm saying? So to me, like the fact that isn't it trippy that we can feed and create from this female body. And here you want me to give credit to this person who went from being a female to a man, and you want me to say that it's a man having a baby. Absolutely not. I'm not. I'm not going to say that because you are taking a superpower away from a female.
It's just biology. I'm sorry.
Totally biology.
Now, if you feel like you're a woman, that's cool. Feel that way.
Yeah, and look that way if you want.
Do what you want. But at the end of the day, the biology is the biology.
Yeah.
Like, you're still...
If you got a penis hanging between your legs, it's a penis. Mm-hmm. What you feel in here and what you look out here is different. I get it.
Yeah.
But you've got a penis, brother.
That's right.
So am I mistaken, or did they start writing women as women X to differentiate?
The E has changed to an X.
Okay, is that for real?
I've seen it.
So I saw someone
put it. I saw someone
what are
put it.
y'all talking about?
Yes.
See, I'm
So already
ambushed again.
So already that differentiates transgender women from regular women. So you're already categorizing. But again, like I thought there was only, or there wasn't, the gender thing. Now there's like a woman X.
What is?
We're supposed to be talking about business, but I get it. I get it.
We're talking about women.
And that's what I mean. It's our month. And when you want me to praise a male that went into a female, that transitioned, why am I having such a hard time saying that went from transitioned from male to female, right? And you want me to praise him on our month?
No.
I'm sorry.
No,
like,
sir. Or no,
there's
ma'am.
so many women out there who have done so many amazing things so that women like you and I can have...
Remember when what's his name transitioned and he got Woman of the Year and he had only been a woman for like 2 months?
And
bitches had been working hard all that whole fucking year?
Exactly.
And he got Woman of the Year?
6 months in?
Exactly.
Yeah.
What's her name?
The gender guy.
Yeah. Not Bruce.
Caitlyn.
Kylie's his daughter. I'm sorry. Caitlyn.
Close enough.
Manly-ish.
Yeah.
You know.
Ain't nobody got nothing on Kendall.
Kendall's a bad bitch.
Perfect.
Well, that's because Kendall hasn't... Well, I don't know if she's done anything to herself yet, but she's probably the most natural one of all of them.
Love it.
That's why.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah, she's she's just hasn't messed with her face. She hasn't messed with her body, so she looks... I mean, it is what it is, right? I mean, as beautiful as a woman can look with plastic surgery, if you're just as pretty with nothing, I mean, you're just kind of like...
I was really surprised when Cardi B fucked her face up like that.
She's looking so weirder.
It's bad. So I didn't know who Cardi B was until it was a long time ago, and she wasn't even famous yet. She was famous. She was Instagram famous. Yeah,
she was still a stripper.
She was still a stripper. She was doing her stripper diaries, and she still had She was famous on Instagram. So she already had like 1 million followers or something like that. And her videos were hilarious because it was her little stripper chronicles, right? After the whatever, and she was fucking hilarious. And so I guess when she was on TV and then she felt the pressure to like fix her teeth. So I got that. Cool. I get it. Even though you don't need to fix your teeth, but it's all good. But dude.
Right now, she's done too much.
I haven't seen her in a while.
I think she did her nose. Is that what she did?
She did her nose and her fucking cheek.
Oh, she did do the cheekbones?
She
has monster face?
Well, the thing is that right now, there's that thing. I reposted it on my story. I don't know how long ago, where they now inject right here. So I think they inject here to make you look like you have higher cheekbones. It's not like legit.
But why do you need high cheekbones?
Because, you don't have to contour, I guess. I still wear my makeup the way it was done in the 90s, so I have no idea.
I know. It is what
I have no idea. Like, my cousin will say, I don't know what she'll say, and I'll say, oh, yeah, so I bought this new... She's like, it's not called base. Can you stop calling it that? It's foundations. I was like, okay, well...
Did you not know what I meant, though?
Yeah, she teases me all the time because she's like, she's in the hair and makeup. That's her job. So when I'll say something like, Ashley, I just tried this new thing, and I'm like I legit do my face with just powder, right? Concealer, and I use my bronzer as I've always worn it here, here, and here. And then when they did the whole contour, I was like, wow. Oh. And the translucent.
That's an art.
Hey, the translucent powder.
I don't even know what that means.
I don't even
use powder.
Listen. Well, I didn't even know what it did, and so it's the white one that I think makes. So if you put brown here, like to make your nose more narrow, and then you put the white here, and then I think you put more powder on top. I really don't know.
Yeah,
just to make it look like you have a smaller nose.
I think it's a more pointy nose. Oh. I think. I don't really know. It's funny because when someone will say, "Hey, can you show us your makeup?"
Remember when I told you to help us with the prom thing, and I was like, and do their makeup? You're like, bitch, I don't know how to do makeup, but whatever. It looks better than my face, so help
like,
her.
Okay, I was like, I'll help you. I can do my own makeup, right? But that's because I know how to do my own makeup. I can't say that I can do someone else's makeup.
Yeah.
I can't.
And look, I want to get into like the makeup industry, and I don't know anything about fucking makeup. I don't.
I know about it. I can't say I love it. Does that make sense? Like, I just can't say like. Listen, before
like
I was
where
younger,
the money's at, man.
When I was younger, I legit never walked out of my house without makeup. Never. Like, I just didn't do it. My mom, this is what I was going to talk to. I was talking to Marissa a little bit before we started podcasting. I just talked to my girlfriend the other day, and I was just telling her how I just want to stop doing less things. Like, I was thinking about when I was driving to get my eyelashes done the other day. I was like, because I went to I usually try to take her earliest appointment so that I get it out of the way. So she's so far, I have to leave my house an hour before to get there. So I was like, you know what? Maybe I'm just not going to wear eyelashes anymore, and I'm going to get my eyeliner tattooed so that it looks like I'm already wearing makeup, because the only reason I get eyelashes done is because so that it looks like I have makeup on. I was like, because this is starting to get just so time consuming, and it's getting on my nerves.
You need your own eyelash line. You do.
Yeah, maybe. I really like eyelashes, though. I've been wearing eyelashes for a minute. Like a minute since my 20s.
So the real solution is having someone to your house.
Yes. So yeah, I'm down for that. I would love it, but I don't think she'd travel. I wish she would do that. This other girl I know, she does. So she's dope, but I don't know. And I was just telling her, I was like, I just feel like I want to do less. And I think about like girls that keep up with like the Botox, the fillers, like all that stuff. Remember, I showed you that, like all that stuff. I'm like, oh, I don't know that I want to keep up with that too. Because if I start doing that, you have to keep up with it.
You do.
Because then what's going to happen? That little nerve is going to start getting saggy. We're going to start looking even weirder. So I was telling my girlfriend that, she's like, Marisol, don't start messing with your face. She's like, you look decent. She's like, if you needed it, she's like, I'd tell you, like, man, you got fucked up skin. You should probably get some shit done, whatever. But it's like, I know that I'm only going to get older. Obviously, I'll be 40 this year. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I know. I'll be 40 this year, guys. The sound of that, I can't even believe it.
Existential crisis over here.
God.
40.
I'm like, when 40. Our kid is 4, my husband's going to be 50. Golly. Jesus, I was like, you better not die on me, bitch. I know that's what you want to do. I know that's what you want to do.
Make sure your life insurance is set straight.
Yes, exactly. Jesus, take the wheel.
Yeah, I know. And when I think about that, I'm all like, man, these are like most people. My mom was living it up at 40. My mom was living it up at 40, bro.
I was supposed to be on shrooms from here on out.
Didn't you tell a story about the empty nesters on the last podcast?
Yes.
Yeah.
Not no more, Marissa.
I'm not going to be that.
Or you.
I won't be that until I'm like super older. You know
and
what I'm
then
saying?
look, Isaiah, my oldest, he's like, Mom, where are me and my wife gonna be when I marry her? I'm like, bitch, in your own motherfucking household. That's where. He said, where are we gonna be? In your own house. I'm living in your fucking guest garage. Don't you dare. He said, where are we gonna live?
Oh my God.
He's like, Mom, is she gonna scratch my back and clip my toenails?
Because that's what you do. Oh my God.
Wow.
See? Marissa,
they're gonna hate me. I always say that. I'm like, their wives are gonna hate my fucking guts. I didn't mean to, but I love them.
Don't they say that you marry someone like your mother?
They don't even ask me for anything.
Like your mom.
They don't even ask me for things, but I'm watching. I'm like, oh, he looks uncomfortable. Let me get him a pillow. Oh, he looks like are you thirsty? This is all the time, all day long.
Oh my God. Is that a mom-boy thing?
Yes, for
know.
sure.
It is.
I think little boys start manipulating their mothers when they're little.
We know what's up.
You're so beautiful. I love you. Give me a kiss.
With the lisp and everything.
Well, Penny does that, but that still don't make shit. I'd be like, I'm gonna need you to learn. I'm like, go get your banquito, her little stool, so you can come brush your teeth. Because she'll say like, I can. I'm like, yes, you can.
Yep.
Go
yes,
get your diaper.
Can.
What was happening the other day when
Yeah.
we walked in there? She was crying. Did you ask her to get a diaper?
Because I told her to get her diaper, and she was saying,
like,
you get it.
yeah.
And I said, no, you go get your diaper because you should already be going to the restroom. And I'm telling her that. And I'm telling her that because she had a little butt rash. And so she said, and I told her, I said, want to know why? I said, because those little germs are eating up your booty because you won't go to the restroom. And so I'm telling her that. She's like looking at me and she's like getting mad. Like, I'm like, you feel them biting you? That's why your booty burns. I said, because those germs are biting you. I can't get her to go to the restroom, guys. It's been so hard. I've tried everything. I've tried the go into the restroom with me. I've had her sit on the toilet. The last one I'm going to try is the no underwear thing at all. Just like wear little dresses. And since the summer's coming up, she can be in a little bit more of like, you know, that loose clothes. That's the one I'm going to try where it's going to be nothing under the dress.
Not even undies.
Not even undies.
Okay.
And we're just going to do it for 3 days. We're going to stay home.
Okay.
And I'm going to try this. So she's going to wake up. I'm still going to probably put a diaper at night, obviously. And then I'm going to go ahead and do this. I'm over it. I can't have 2 children in diapers. I can't. I mean, I know I have a little ways to go before the next one comes, but I'm not having 2 in diapers. I can't.
How far along are you again? Like 3 months?
18?
No, I'm 18 weeks now. So what is that? 4.5 months.
Okay, 4.5 months.
What is that? Count it.
You know I can't count.
God, you do it.
Yeah, I'll be
Cannot
20. I'll be 5 months towards like in 2 weeks.
Jesus.
So yeah. So I have got to get her to go to the potty. I just have to.
This is so hard.
It is. You're about to start all over too. Your kids are damn grown.
And then my husband is always gone. I feel like for Isaiah, he just made it back like the day that I was having him. And Aiden, God, I think he was there, but I don't know how.
Yeah. You hear that, Rooster?
I heard something. Where did it come from?
Y'all, my babysitter says that rooster thinks it's a dog.
Why would you say that?
Because she says anytime they're in the back playing with her and Penny, and that they walk by, he croaks or whatever. He doodle or what do you call it?
He doodles.
I don't even know what you.
I fucking love it, girl.
And so then he's like, isn't he supposed to just crow like in the morning? What do you call it? Sing, I guess.
I guess crow's right.
Yeah, in the morning, and I don't know. And it's just like, why is he singing right now? It's just like, just because we're out here playing, she clowns that rooster. It's hilarious.
Did you hear about that guy? This just happened like a week ago. He had a rooster that he was fighting, and he like taped a knife to the rooster, to his whatever the fuck that thing is called. What is this called?
The beak?
The beak or whatever. It fucking stabbed the owner to death.
What?
It stabbed. He was a fighting one, so he was already violent. Stabbed his ass to death. He got donkey of the day.
Oh my God.
Damn shame. That was real. That really happened.
Yo, see, this don't even make no damn
just
sense.
doesn't.
A lot of shit in this world right now is not making no damn sense to me. I kid you not. I'm constantly.
And if you thought you were getting that stimmy, you ain't. It's over and it's done with. Sorry, guys.
Y'all,
maybe next time.
I am so like, I wake up and I just don't know if I want to turn on the TV anymore. It just seems like every day there is something even crazier that's happening.
Do you know how many people my fucking Facebook? Because my Facebook is like my personal for fun. That's where I see Kim talk all her shit. But and Myra talk all her shit, right?
And Myra is this like really soft.
Well, because it's her business page.
But no, even in person, she's very soft spoken. She's super pretty. And
shout out to the Mazin Baby Boutique. I love you. You're the best.
I'll be seeing you soon.
Be seeing you soon, girl.
So she's super sweet and she's super pretty, and so she talks really soft, and I know, and she kind of talks like that, and but she be going ham on that Facebook, Rob. she calls people out like, oh, now y'all want.
Oh, now y'all want to.
What did she say? The other one,
girl, she's always talking.
Man,
shit.
The one she sent me, I was like, this is Myra, like from Amazing Boutique. She's like, yeah. I was like, what? I was like, I never thought this ever. But I legit like I turn on and I'm watching The Hill, and as they're giving the news, I'm just like, just change it, Pete. He goes, what? We're watching this. I'm like, I just can't. Just change it. I just can't anymore. This is just getting out of hand. This is really a simulation for sure. For a fact, now I know it.
Hello.
Hey, welcome to the club.
Hello, Helen.
No.
Welcome.
For a fact, I know that now. It's just
everybody
it's funny
on my
now.
Facebook. Everybody on my Facebook. Now there's a filter that says, I choose to wear a mask. I'm like, oh my God, really? Now there's a fucking filter where you put... This is ridiculous.
Facebook did that?
I don't know, Boo. Somebody did it, but she's got it on her picture, and it says... It's her regular photo, but then it says, I choose... You know what?
Couldn't you just put a mask on instead of a filter?
Why do you have to tell me that you choose to wear it? If I see you in public and you have your mask, I know that you're wearing it. I know that that's your choice.
I can't. See what I'm saying? I really can't.
Oh God, help us.
This is how I feel. If you want to wear your mask, what are you pissed about? I don't get it. He didn't say you can't wear the mask. He just said you no longer have to, right?
Yeah.
That's it. That's all he said. You no longer have to do it. If you want to wear it, fucking wear it still.
Boo, I've seen a lot of businesses that I grew up seeing as a kid going there. The other day I passed by, what was that place on Airline? I can't remember. Dude, they're closed. But they didn't, we were still ordering from there. Picking up because that's how they were doing it. But they but they didn't have anybody in there. And that is how they made their money. The whole place was full.
I really think that, I don't know, and it's funny, this is a perfect way to segue into it, but I don't know if because people that are not business owners, right, maybe just don't understand that this has hurt small businesses so bad.
And look at my husband and I. We were just barely getting our feet wet. Mm-hmm. Like, we've done this for 5 years, but out of our house, the last 2 years, this was the first time that we've been in like a storefront.
In a brick and mortar, yeah. Mm-hmm.
And we were entrepreneurs, but we both still had a job. Mm-hmm. So his work stops. I'm not working. So who's going to pick up the slack for the Caboose when the money's not even coming in like the way that it was? Before all this shit happened, the Caboose was barely starting to pay for itself. I remember me and my husband were like, oh my God, are we like not paying for this out of our pocket anymore? What the fuck? We're paying 2 people $10 an hour. We're, then we have little kids coming in and they're helping us and they're I'm paying them minimum wage, but they're kids, but you got to build up to it. But, and we were, every week, it was like, we were able to start to take care of these things on our own, and then all this shit happened, and it's like it's just an added expense right now, and it fucking sucks.
And I don't think people understand that. I think if you work, maybe if you work for someone, then you kind of just feel like, well, my check's still coming in. Or I don't even know how that's working. Like bigger businesses, I really don't know. I haven't had a real job in a long time, so I have no idea.
I don't know how it works either.
But if you don't have a job, how are you surviving off of just unemployment? And then if no stimulus, I told Pete, I was like, wait, and now they're pushing people wwho make a little bit above the lowest
80.
amount.
And that's not fair. And I'm going to say why, because they're going off of 2019 tax returns. Yeah. 2020 happened.
Yep.
That was a shit fuck of a year for a lot of people. So if someone
look
made
at my 2020, please. I'm poor right now.
If you look at 2019, that's not accurate. A whole year has gone by, and they're still basing it off of 2019. Those people who are higher earners, a lot of those people don't have their job anymore.
Who were higher earners.
Yeah,
exactly.
who were higher earners. And then it's harder for a higher earner to get another job, especially when businesses are saying, oh, I don't know if I can hire you. I want to hire someone who's gonna take $20 an hour or $50,000 a year or whatever it is. You know, so they're kind of fucked. Like, how do you not? It's just it's shitty that they make, you know, the day-to-day people who we actually kind of pay into this system because we pay taxes, how they don't give us something, a lifeline. They don't give people a lifeline after we're the ones that put into that pot.
Yeah.
There's no means test for these big ass corporations. They just give them the fucking money.
And that's the thing. Like, to me, it's like, I really wish people would just stop being in their feelings, right? And just kind of like, that's just it. Because we don't get the correct information on the news, on the media and stuff, like people criticizing Texas for lifting we're open 100% now, and for nowhere, the largest state to, take the what is the
mask mandate.
Yeah, and blah blah blah. I'm like, listen, guys, California was closed, and so was New York, and them motherfuckers had crazy numbers, and here's Florida open, and Florida was sitting number 26 on the list. And they were completely open. Number 26 on the list, Marissa. How is that possible? That you have two large cities completely shut down, but you've got Florida over here open, and they're ranked number 26 on the fucking list.
Yeah, we pulled it up on RPT today. New Jersey and New York is still number 1 and 2.
And they're shut down. Marissa, how does that make sense? And that's what I was funny. Hold on, man. See, I'm about to get crunk because these are conversations that Pete and I have at night where I get so mad because it's like, stop fucking lying to the people. And what is going on? Have y'all done any research as to why y'all are still having the largest amount of like people being diagnosed, right? Yet Florida has stayed completely open. Can we do some kind of experiment there, please?
And their population is mostly old. A lot of them are old.
There you go. No. Most people retire.
Yeah, that's where people go to retire.
Retire in Florida. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, why? I don't understand that. Why haven't they done like, what's y'all's hypothesis, please?
Oh my God, girl, they ain't got no damn hypothesis. These bitches don't know. And that's the thing too, is like, you can't be mad at the people who are actually scared because none of us are getting the right information.
None of us
are getting the right information.
Unless you're kind of doing your own little
due diligence.
Yeah, exactly. Of you actually reading yourself. Here's another thing. Not sure if you ever get a chance to watch Officer Tatum. I'm not always 100%.
I think I know Officer Tatum.
I don't always 100% agree with what he says, but he makes really good points to where you're like, okay, you know what I'm saying? He's not as hardcore as Candace Owens, but he's a black conservative, and he used to be a police officer. So his
is that the guy with the cowboy hat?
No.
Okay. All right. Never mind.
No. He so his perspective is a little bit different because he was actually out there. He was actually SWAT team, I think. So he sees everything. When the what's the lady that got shot because the boyfriend was a drug dealer? Breonna Taylor. Yeah. When that thing happened, why everybody was upset, he explained why what the news posted is not possible, and he had the actual police report on his website, but he explained it because obviously you and I would be like, that still doesn't make no fucking sense, right? Yeah. But he explained it. He's like, this is how shit works. Anyway, my point with him is his wife is also very conservative also. And she posted something yesterday that I was like, oh shit. It's like, everybody is ready to take the Johnson & Johnson vaccine, right?
Johnson & Johnson.
That's exactly what she said. She said, but they were the ones putting shit in baby powder was causing kids to get cancer.
Trusted. Look at that story I sent you on the fucking baby formula.
Female Morpheus over here.
Dude,
take the red pill or blue pill.
Powers come to me, powers.
It's like I feel I'm somebody who is very fair and I see both sides. I'm not going to lie to you.
When I heard it was Johnson & Johnson, I was like,
My mom yesterday, I'm talking to her and she's like, well, I'm not getting the other one, but I'm getting the Johnson & Johnson. I'm like, what? I'm like, no. And I try to, so she goes, oh, yo no sabía eso. Like all the things that they had, the whole baby powder stuff. And she's like,
I don't remember that.
So they had something that was in the formula
like
of the baby powder, a metal or something
that caused cancer.
Cancer for babies.
Like,
so if you notice, they
talcum powder or whatever.
Talcum powder. If you notice, they don't sell baby powder. It's like now it's only like I think it's an organic brand. Honest makes one.
Shout out Jessica
Alba. Yeah. She makes one, and I forgot what else. And she started this little Honest, obviously because she has kids, but because she said she started looking up formulas behind different things that she would use, products that she would use on her kid. And she was like, what? How's this being used on a child? That's where she created. I saw her on, what's his name? Gary V's thing. That's where she explained it. And I was like, whoa, shit, But it's crazy because I just feel like, I really wonder before the pandemic, like I said, because I just saw things very one-sided before. I wonder if I just had never really kind of took the time like I do now. And I actually read and do my research and kind of like try to understand what's being put out there, how I would feel, or if I would just, and I told Pete, he asked me this and I just had told him, I said, I think that with so much inconsistency, I finally would have been like, wait a minute, what's happening here? Why is there, I would have started questioning because that's kind of that's my personality. When I just kind of see there's like something weird happening, I'll start to look into it and then I go in these rabbit holes, And so then I get mad because I was telling Pete, I was like, everybody starts to believe all these things and, and it's getting out of hand to where it's just, it irks me. It makes me so mad because I'm like, guys, just open your eyes just a little bit and just kind of start questioning this shit,
it's not that people are dumb. It's that they believe what they believe what the media is telling them. It's really not their fault. It's not their fault that they're being, given all these lies and all of this misinformation. You turn on CNN or you turn on MSNBC and you feel or you trust that they're going to, tell you the right thing.
Yeah.
And they don't.
Everybody was suddenly like a virologist and a scientist for here in Texas. I don't know about y'all. I mean, we're talking about it, but on Facebook especially and Instagram, like it's too soon. It's too early. Apparently everybody now knows that it's too early or thinks it's too early to open the state. It's been a year.
Boo, it's been a year and some change.
Yeah, we have graphs and we have the science. It shows Texas is pretty legit. We're good. We're going to test this out. Let us have the freedom to choose like it should have been from the beginning and see what transpires.
Here's another thing. Lena Hidalgo also doesn't help with her damn tweets. Talking about we're still level 1 and we still have rocketing numbers. Listen, Lena, you get your paycheck every month, boo-boo. You ain't missed not one paycheck.
She's got that free health care.
You get your stuff every month.
She's got that free health care that our tax dollars pay for. I'm just saying.
Sylvester Turner also got a little comment to say, just whenever we finally are starting to get it back together, our governor once again does something to basically mess up with him and Lena Hidalgo are doing. Listen, the one thing I can give Lena Hidalgo credit for is that at least she stays on it, right? And I can give it to her. I'll give it to her that she's a female. You know what I'm saying? She's a female doing this type of job. So, but the fact that you're trying to still bring fear into people is not the way to go because guess what? You didn't miss not one paycheck. During this freeze, okay? You still didn't miss a paycheck.
Yeah.
While a lot of people couldn't go to work. Okay, for example, my renter called me. My renter's been leasing my house for 2 years now. He's never paid his rent late. Never. He called me and said, Marisol, is there any way that I can pay you Friday? I promise it'll be there Friday. And I'm just like, he's like, because of the freeze, we weren't, my company didn't open, but they didn't pay us. And I'm like, oh yes, of course you can pay me Friday. You know what I'm saying? He's never been late in the 2 years that, he's been with me. You know what I'm saying? So, but I also didn't want him to think that he was going to be able to do this all the time.
Yeah.
So I just said, just per our contract, just remember that, there is a $50 whatever. And I just kind of explained it, but I completely understand. So don't worry about it. We're good. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I said, should you not be able to pay me on Friday? Let me know anyway, so that I can, you know what I'm saying? I make sure. Yes, exactly. Mm-hmm. So what I'm getting at is these people, these politicians, they've not skipped one paycheck. They're getting their paycheck every month. Meanwhile, people can't get their $1,400 check.
And that's what's so frustrating.
Man.
It's like, how do these people who run this country try to demonize socialism when they are the biggest beneficiary? They are getting free, and it's not free because we work for it and we keep putting into this fucking pot. But it's okay for them to dibble and dabble. Mm-hmm. But when regular people need some help, you just want a handout?
Yeah.
If people get a $1,400 check, they might not want to go back to work again. That's what Mitch McConnell said.
Well,
wow. No, people actually need help.
But did you see the graph? So if you're unemployed.
Was this supposed to be about women in business? I'm just saying.
Because there's
it's all
so
related.
much.
It's all related.
There's so much happening right now with this crap. And that's also why I feel like it's so important. I want to praise women because that's always been my thing anyway on my social media. I'm big about women empowerment. I'm big about pushing women. I hate when women try to be victims. Don't fucking be a victim. You know what I'm saying? Bitch, you got a vagina.
Bitch, that's power.
Let me call it. It's pussy control. That's all I got to say.
All the power.
A pussy with no hustle is a pussy with no muscle.
Thank you.
Or I think it's a pussy with no muscle.
Whatever, but it sounded.
I don't know.
It sounded good.
Yeah, but it sounded good.
It
Whatever.
is good.
And that's what I mean. That's why don't be a victim.
Put that on the next quote for me on your page.
Yeah.
And put my face.
Don't, you know what I'm saying? Don't fucking be a victim. We've got so much power. We can do so much shit. And that's why I said, I feel like I'm a very open-minded person. I feel like I am very accepting of anything somebody wants to be. I don't feel like anybody has the right to criticize or say you can't feel like a female or you can't feel like a man. I don't feel like we as humans don't have a right to say that, right? But I do feel that I'm not going to, let just some guy who started feeling like a female come in and you about to win awards or get this praise when there's been so many women trying so hard to maybe achieve that same goal, but because you decided to come join the female community, we're applauding you because you put on a wig and you put on some heels and now you want to call yourself a girl. No, sir. No.
I'm not applauding you. No. I'm heckling you in the back.
I'm about to go vote for a female who legit fucking busted her ass. Probably had to fucking put her kids aside for a hot minute. They probably didn't get 100% of her attention because she was trying to work. You know what I'm saying? She's, still has to be a wife or she still has to be whatever she is, even if she's a single mom. You know what I'm saying?
Is Pete okay with the kids right now?
Yeah, they're at the park.
Okay, good.
He would have already texted me if it would have been difficult.
I'm just saying.
That's just my biggest issue about this thing. And like I said, I was marinating on that in the shower, and I was just like, gosh, ladies, why are we allowing this to happen when women have fought so hard for us to be able to do a lot of things?
We support an outsider, but we don't support our own.
Yes.
That's crazy.
How is that possible? And that's why I felt like that quote had to be said today, because I just feel like we have got to do better in encouraging each other. And just because you do something better than I do doesn't mean that there's not a skill that I have that's better than yours too. So everybody has their special thing, and you're you. No one is like you. That's honestly what makes you special, is that no one is like you. You're one of a kind. God made us all unique, made us, all to look the way he wanted us to look. And I just kind of feel like, let's just start embracing that and quit.
Have you ever had a Latina business owner hate on you? I have. And I'm like, bitch, we're supposed to be like supporting each other, and you're trying to literally take the food out of my child's mouth because this person has a business just like me, went out of her way to call the city on me, make up these lies, send friends into my store.
So that's part of business problems, guys. See,
leave us a horrible review. Threw the money at my employee. Couldn't wait to just run and tell people that I poisoned them when they didn't even buy the things that they said that they bought. It was bad, boo. And they called the city on us 2-3 times. And every time the city comes out, I have to pay. And so I started getting down to the nitty gritty because Connie has connections.
I told you. We talked about Connie yesterday. We said Connie knows everything.
And everybody.
Connie's a gangster.
But my thing is like, this person, this woman who's, I support everybody. I'm in the hood. You're in the heights. Yeah. You're good. But why? Why? What is the purpose of that? And I literally heard out of a trainer's mouth about 4 months ago. Now, mind you, this person did this to us a year and a half ago. 4 months ago, I heard that they're still saying all the things that they did to us is their story about that we're doing that to them. That I'm doing this to this person's business. Oh my God, I'm over here trying to figure out how we're gonna
make ends meet.
Survive,
yes, like I'm not trying to sabotage anybody. And this is coming from a woman who is a business owner who should understand what it's like to struggle and try to create something. And she's Latina. I don't get it.
Make no sense.
It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense.
I don't really know. I just kind of feel like I don't know what it is about females and why cattiness has to happen, especially if you
don't compete with me, compete with yourself.
Thank you. That's what I never
Jesus,
did.
take the wheel.
I just.
And you know what? I still support your stupid ass. Anyway.
No, I don't. Sorry. Once I don't like you, I don't like you.
No, I mean, I don't support you, bitch. I ain't going to spend my money there, but still.
We said this yesterday.
Yeah.
We'll cut people out real quick.
Yeah, I can't. Once you do something to me, I'm going to keep my distance.
My goodness.
It's going to be that. No.
And that's so sad when, like, for me, look, I didn't just create a juice bar because I just thought it was cute. My little sociology degree, I learned what to call my hood. It's a food desert. There's no access to fresh fruits and vegetables. There ain't shit there. And so I wanted to, and I'm willing to take the risk because I knew, yes, gentrification is going on, but it's still a low income neighborhood no matter what. And so I knew that it was a risk. But I did it because I wanted there to be options in the hood. I want the kids in the hood to be able to come and use the internet and do their homework in a place that has light and AC and, somewhere where they can study, because I know what it's like to try to do my homework and not have, access to certain things, and just be a place for kids, people to come and have a good time. And, when your kid does good in school, don't take them to McDonald's because that's disgusting. Bring them to the Caboose. I'm not doing it for anything other than because I'm trying to give back to my community. So we're not even on the same, we're not doing this for the same reason. So what is your problem?
Yeah. It's amazing, right? That you can still have so many people just still not see the good in something that someone's doing, even though it's good. Does that make sense? Like I was telling Marissa, I wish that right now we're fine, if that makes sense. But I'm definitely not like where we were last year, where our, the tour was, it was set and everything. Our entire tour last year and this tour is not even complete, right? So luckily, like I've said before, because I live on, I can, if I wanted to live way different. I choose to just be a little bit more frugal, as Rob's called me yesterday. I choose to be more frugal, very careful with my money. And again, that comes from my trauma, I think, of going into debt many years ago. And I never want to be there again. Yeah. So I'd rather my savings account look great. And I guess because I never feel like I need to show off to anybody. Like I don't feel like I need to drive something. Bitch, I know what my bank account looks like and I know what I have. So I don't care if I'm driving a Honda CRV.
Can you adopt me?
That bitch is paid. That bitch is paid off. You know what I'm saying? Like I just don't
adopt me, bitch.
I just can't do that, right? So to me, it's funny because people are so quick to brag, and that's great that you accomplished whatever it is that you accomplished. It's great, right? To me, material accomplishments are not an accomplishment. To me, it's like, accomplishments more like, is each one of my kids okay in the future? If I die tomorrow,
my son's gonna be good husbands and good people.
Yes, exactly. Like if I die tomorrow, will my kid be okay? My kids be okay? Does Pete know how to pay the bills? You know what I'm saying? Does
Rob,
he know how to?
need you to help him.
That's another obstacle.
Does he know how to manage that? You know what I'm saying? Does he know? Those are like. Is Penny's college ready? Is Mickey's? Is this a new baby? There's a new account having to be developed now to start getting that college fund ready for this new child coming in. So there I am trying to like, hey, we've got a new budget a new thing to budget for. You know what I'm saying? So it's like,
why did I do this?
Yeah, exactly. So it's
I knew he was playing with a loaded pistol. Jesus. God help us. Keep going.
But what I'm getting at is like, there's so many, to me, when people are just like posting all these things, you should be, I think you should post rather more like things that say like, you should probably do this so that this can happen. I don't know if that makes sense. I don't really like to post anything like that.
Posting Versace belts and shit like that, but guess what? His 6-year-old children have a motherfucking business. That's all I know.
Exactly. There you know.
And the candles smell great.
Yeah.
That is all I know.
Coming soon.
Coming soon, guys. It came in here, smelled like straight coffee. Smells so good.
Delicious.
But
But I
but you get what I'm saying? Like, I just feel like in a month dedicated to women, we should be praising each other, acknowledge someone. That's the reason also why, and it's crazy. I asked if you had a child in the Girl Scouts to please send me an email so that I can put your child on my social media. So, these little girls have quotas to meet, you know what I'm saying? And so that we can
Little
help
crack dealers.
sell their cookies, right? And it's crazy because I've only gotten 2. And I'm just like, I guess I need to repost again because I've only gotten 2 people.
You know what I wanted to have at the Caboose once we get everything back and running? I wanted to have, because we were having our little markets doing our little thing, but I wanted to have a market for just kid
businesses.
Creators.
Oh, cool. That's great.
Kids that make necklaces, or I have a friend who her daughter's starting to sell her own eyelashes. She's like 14. It's fucking badass. Lip balm or whatever it is that they do. Just a market where it's just for kids so they can be out there and they can start to figure out, what it's like to try to sell something and have people buy things from you. But yeah, man. That's one thing is like, okay, I do want my kids to go to college because I guess an education is important just depending on what you major in, because there are some majors where it's like, it's not really, I mean, someone told me that they majored in home economics. I don't even know if that's a thing.
No, it is back then.
Really?
And,
Well,
a lot of
I think
it
it was back then.
Back then, my deaf teacher, my gestures teacher, her major was home economics.
Yeah.
Didn't they change the name of it? It was like a
home ec. I don't know what it's called now.
It's probably something different now.
Yeah, now it was like a home engineer or something like that. I swear. I swear that's what it was. Yeah.
But I do want to, okay, and education is important, but I do want kids to start thinking about a business plan. Like, you don't always have to think about going to college. Like,
that's why I hope,
let's try to teach them how to be their own boss. I feel like my husband and I waited so long, to try to be our own boss, where, I wish we would have done it before our kids were born, so we didn't have to lose all the time that we did with them trying to, get this business going. That's one regret that I have, not being business minded sooner. But okay, so I fucked up, but I want those kids to start thinking about it. You don't have to go to school. You don't have to work for somebody else. Figure out what you want to do and how you can make money doing it.
I knew early on I didn't want to work for someone for the rest of my life. Like, literally early. Like, I'm going to tell you a story. Actually, I'm about to be in a magazine. Thanks to Edsis. She referred me to another, what is that, InShot, which I referred you, Marissa. So they might contact you. Check your email.
Voyage, and I already did that.
I did Voyage too.
I did. This is another branch of Voyage.
Okay,
They're called
I responded.
Shout Out.
Okay, I responded to her. I said, I think I did this already, but I'll reach
There's
out to her
another
again.
one, yeah.
Okay.
So this is I've already done Voyage too, but this is shout
Check that
out.
email.
You already better take that press, no matter how many times
So
you've done it.
yeah, exactly.
bitch.
And it's funny because it
Let me
said,
correct my
where
wrong.
did you start your entrepreneurship, right? And it was like, let me tell you where it started. I live in
Yo,
an
mama.
apartment complex. Miss Tootie sold cool cups.
Ooh, Miss Tootie.
I saw Miss Tootie would make hella money selling pickles, cool cups, chips, blow pops. And I was like, well, damn, I'm having to give her my quarters all the time. You know, I was like, fuck that shit. So I was like, I can make this. So I said, and I'm going to make it cooler. So I said, I'm going to try something. I'm going to put a Jolly Rancher at the bottom of the cool cup, freeze that bitch.
You thought you were slick.
And then I was like, let me see what happens then. So I made one at home. I tried it out. I was like, that's dope. It was like,
Oh, shit.
yeah.
Yeah. Oh, how did
And
Miss Tootie
then-
feel about this? Hustling on her
I'm about
block.
to tell you. So then I said, I'm going to start selling them. So then one day we're
How old
outside
were you?
playing, like 8, 9.
Damn.
Same here, man.
Yeah, 8, 9. I was little. I mean, I wasn't only probably in, however you all are in second grade. What is
7,
that?
8, yeah.
7,
Yeah.
oh, 7, 8?
Yeah,
That's how
yeah.
old you are? I'm October baby though.
Yeah, probably.
So 8 or 9, yeah. Something like
Damn.
that.
See?
So I'm like sitting there and then I'm like, okay, so then I bring out my cool cup from my refrigerator and I'm eating in front of the kids. And they're like, where'd you get that from? I was like, look, mine has a Jolly Rancher at the bottom. Miss Judy sells those? Mm-mm, I do.
Yeah.
What? I want to buy one.
Every day I'm hustling,
Dude.
hustling.
I said, well, mine are 50 cents depending on what you want. I have a gum at the bottom. You can have gum, I have tamarindo, and then I have Jolly Ranchers. So which one do you want? Jolly Ranchers are 25, tamarindo and gum are
Marisol,
50.
God.
So then they're like, all right. So then I started my hustle, and then one day my mom's home. My mom's never home, okay? And she didn't go to work that day. And so then
She's like, why are all these kids waiting for you
somebody
outside?
knocked on the door, and she goes, oh, I want to buy a cool cup. And my mom goes, no, eso es allá. Like, go over there. That's that other lady. She goes, I like pushed my mom out of the way. I said, which one you want? And my mom I
take
vivid.
them all out.
My mom just goes like this. And she goes, when did you start selling? You gotta remember, I was a key latch. What are those kids called? I was the one.
Latchkey kid.
Latchkey
Yeah,
kid,
yeah.
yeah. So I stayed home by myself since I was little. So my parents weren't home. I was
Oh my
fucking
God, that
selling
is-
cool cups, you know? And so then my mom just looks at me. She goes, how long have you been doing this? I'm like, I don't know. She's like, well, how much money have you made? I was like, I don't know. I just stick it in my piggy bank. You remember piggy banks, you have to break them to know.
Mm-hmm.
And so then I said, but I'm running out of candy. I said, do you think you can take me to the store to go buy some? I said, I have the money to go buy
gotta
the candle.
re-up.
I got to re-up. Yeah. And she just started laughing at me. And she goes, wow. She goes, does your dad know? I was like, no, don't tell him. You know, I thought I was going to get in trouble. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause you're not supposed to be opening the door for anybody when you're
Yeah.
home alone, you know? So I
Yeah.
thought I was going to get in trouble. And I said, no, don't tell him. I said, because I'm going to get in trouble. I'm not supposed to open the door for anybody. And she's like, I don't think he's going to get mad. And he's like, I'm going to tell him what you're doing so he can stop and buy the candy for you.
Okay.
So, and I was like, oh my God. I was still scared because I was scared of my dad. So I was like, oh my God, he's going to be so mad. Well, he comes home laughing. It brings me a variety of candy. So I was like, fuck yeah. I was like, shit, I'm it now, right now. So now I had blow pops to sell. Then I started selling the sandia Mexican candy
Hell
because
yeah.
he brought those home.
Yeah.
And so I was like, shit, yeah, I'm straight now. And so I was just making my own little money. And then it was like, and then I guess I didn't sell the pickles or the chips. So I just felt like that was too much. But everything else I sold it at church too. I'd bring my purse full of blow pops.
Dude, man. I did
And
the
I
same
do-
thing.
and
I
I-
did the
I
exact
love
same
it.
thing with candy.
Yeah, and I told the story on that magazine because I was like, that's really legit when I started, and I knew that because then it was like my mom would say if I wanted something, my mom would be like, well, you have to wait. And I'd be like, well, I have some of the money. Can you put the rest of the money in? You know what I'm saying? So it was like if I wanted something, I knew that if I had the money, I could get it myself, but my mom could also pitch in, you know? And then I just remember always when I was going to college, I just remember thinking, driving early in the morning to get to work, driving from Katy, Texas, all the way to Greens Point, because that's where my job was.
You're like,
I'd
man,
get out of
fuck
school
this.
and drive to I'd get out of work and drive to downtown to go to school. Then from downtown all the way back to Katy. Okay. So for me, every morning that I was paying $80 of toll a month, plus trying to be a student, plus trying to pay bills. I kept telling myself, I refuse to work for somebody for the rest of my life. And my mom, every morning she'd hear me making like my lunch and stuff to take for work. She was like, I don't know how you get where you find the motivation to get up.
There is no motivation.
She's like, because you couldn't pay me to get up this early to go to someone's job. You couldn't pay me to do this.
God, it's miserable.
And I was just like, I have to finish school. And I'd be like, because you didn't save no money for me to go to school. You know? So I was like, I got to finish school.
It's not to knock anybody with a job. I think that a job.
No. Of course not. Yeah.
A job is important, but don't let that job become your life. Use that job to fund your dream, whatever it's going to be.
Also, some people genuinely love working for other people.
And my sister is one of them.
So
my sister loves it and loves to see her own work happen. Does that make sense?
You know? You don't have to worry about it when you leave.
That's what she says. My sister says, and this is another, whenever I was younger, I used to get pissed because my mom, I've been doing taxes since I was in high school.
Man, help me, because I'm still struggling with that shit right now.
I was doing taxes since I was in high school because my mom would make me sit there and help her. Okay? Meanwhile, my friends were living it up, a high school student, doing what they want. So it was funny because we would be going to the rodeo. We were going to go to Enrique Iglesias' freaking concert at the rodeo, right?
I can be
yeah, exactly. And so then everybody's like, we're meeting to go eat first. And then I was like, well, I guess I'll have to meet y'all at the parking ride because I don't get off of work until the earliest my mom will let me leave is 7 p.m. They're like, but you work for your mom. I know. And she said, I can't get off until 7 p.m. It's the earliest. And I was just like, why am I having to do this? Like, I didn't get it because my sister was not obligated to do any of those things. You know what I'm saying? So to me, it was like annoying. So when my sister didn't want to help me, this is now my mom, I knew what my mom's plan was. Now I figured it out because she started traveling for a month and who was taking care of the business?
Yeah.
Well.
So I was like, oh, she was preparing me so that she could travel and leave for 3 weeks to a month if she felt like it. Because she knew she was having.
Where was she going?
She goes to Germany, Italy, Spain.
Gangster.
Name it. My mom leaves. She ain't left in a minute because of this pandemic. Trust me. And she's like a crackhead itching to, and because my sister has cancer right now. So that's where her travel fund is going to also, you know?
Of course.
So, but my mom.
How's she doing, boo?
I am so proud of her. Legit. I told my mom, I said, I think you just make strong women like my parents really did because she's only felt tired this last time. She's got 2 more chemo sessions left. And this last one is the only one that's kicked her ass to where she's like, I felt very exhausted. She goes, almost like, imagine like you worked out too much and you just can't really move. She said that's what she felt like. She was just really like tired. And she said because she felt fine the next day, she's like, I'm just going to go into work. I mean, I'm just sitting here doing nothing. I might as well. You know what I'm saying? And she says maybe she overexhausted her body also by trying to go to work, do stuff. And then the next day she felt it. You know what I'm saying? So she feels like maybe she might have caused that issue. Excuse me. But she's doing great. I'm so proud of her. She's going to CrossFit. She's still working out.
Hell yeah.
She is doing amazing. I think I cried more than she has ever cried before because, you know, obviously I feel like my sister's hurting, but she's so positive to where it was like, it made me become positive. That makes sense to where it's like, she's not even fucking all down like you are.
And I'm sure she has her moments, you know, but
I'm sure.
All you can do is tell yourself it's going to be okay.
That's what she says.
I can't tell myself things are going to crash and burn. You know, you just
That's what she says. She's like, I have to say that. She goes, I just keep counting down. That's all I keep doing. I just keep counting down.
Yep.
And I keep telling myself, what if I wouldn't have found out? That would have been worse. You know what I'm saying? So she's super positive to where it's like, that's how I had every time she'd call me, it'd be like a crying session. She'd be like, I hate calling you because it's like you're more depressed than I am. She's like, shit, man. Like, I call you because I want to talk to Penny and see how y'all are doing. And you sit there and you're like, how you doing? And I'm telling you how I'm doing. And then you start crying. She's
and then
like,
your
so
voice starts cracking.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly how it is. You know, and it's funny because she sends me a picture of, she hasn't wanted like me to see her with no wig on. And she sent me a picture yesterday and I was like, you know, you could totally rock the bald head, bro. I was like, get you some long earrings. Her head is like perfectly round.
Like Amber Rose. Is it like Amber Rose? Amber Rose is a bad bitch.
It's like perfectly round. And I was just like, that's Kanye's ex-girlfriend.
Oh, I was thinking of, was it Ruby Rose from Orange is the New Black? The real attractive
Kanye's
tattoo.
ex. She's bald headed and she's fucking
There's very few women that can rock the bald head.
Totally.
But I was really amazed. I think it's because my sister has big eyes and like very defined eyebrows. I don't know if that's why like she could get away with it. I think my face is so round. If I were to be bald, it'd be like, whoa, that's a lot of head, girl. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because it's so round, plus a round head, you know.
What?
I'd rub it.
And so she sent me a picture yesterday, and I got a little choked up, but then she had makeup on. She was embracing it, you know. She's
love it.
She said, you know, it's kind of good that I have a pretty face because I could technically get away with. I was like,
she said it's kind of good,
you know, and that's what I mean. Like, and that's when I read her message, I was like, you know, you're the only one depressed, boo-boo. So stop being sad because your sister ain't. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. She still feels good. So you know, you should feel good for her. So I'm way better because I'll be honest with you. At the very beginning, it was really hard. Everything was like, I was always sad for her. I was always like feeling like, oh my God, why did this happen to her?
Know what it's gonna bring.
Yeah,
you know?
I don't. And I know like she's super positive, and I think what helps her out is the fact that she works out. She's also a healthy person. And, you know, I think when your spirits is up, you kind of beat this thing.
Oh, yeah.
Versus you feeling like, I'm so sad, I'm not going to get. And I think that part makes you sick too.
Yeah, makes it harder.
Honey, there was a documentary I saw on Netflix called Heal. And it's about people who pretty much, well, you got to watch Forks Over Knives and What the Health too, because there's these people with like diabetes and they just reverse that shit. But Heal it's about like people who, you know, they tell themselves, okay, I'm sick, but fuck this.
Yeah.
And they make it out, man. It really is like it's a mental thing. It really is. You start to tell your body, no, body, you're not going to be sick, bitch. You're going to get the fuck up. And you're going to get through this. And you'll be amazed at what your body starts to do.
And it's true because going back to my fibroids, my midwife, whenever I first was pregnant with Penny, she says, you're going to have to talk to your friends. And I was like, what? That's so weird. She's like, you're going to have to talk to them. You're going to have to ask them, like, please let my baby grow. Like, don't get in the way of her. Like, please, because what could happen is if the fibroids grow, it can cause for the baby not to be able to move. And so the baby can stay like this. The baby can stay like this. So a lot of things could happen if they're in the way. Or they're strong enough to push the fibroid to now where it's pressing against me the whole time and I am in pain the entire pregnancy. So there's two sides of the coin that could happen, right? So she said, every time you're showering or you're putting cream on your belly, just say, hey guys, how are y'all doing? Are y'all getting along? And so when she first told me, I was like, this bitch is crazy. And then I was like,
you don't need to talk to your friends.
Yeah. And then I said, but what if she, you know, but then you're like, but what if she's right, you know? Yeah. And so I just would start doing it. And I'd sometimes would laugh in the shower because I'm sitting there talking and I'm just like, hey guys, how are y'all doing? You know, are y'all letting my baby move around? You know, and I'm like sitting there talking and then people be like, what are you doing? I'm like, I'm talking to the fibroids. And then
you're like, what do you want to watch on YouTube?
Yeah. I'm like, all right, you know. And so he's like, oh, okay. Because he would think that I'm calling him or something. I'm like, no, I'm talking to the fibroids. And so now that's what I do. Like I talk to my fibroids. So it's very true. I feel like you just kind of, if you tell yourself, and that's what I feel like motivation is. You know, people ask me like, how do you get yourself to like just do everything? I tell myself, I'm like, yeah, you have nothing wrong. There's no excuse. And there's people like in wheelchairs, people with no arm, or maybe like are blind and they're working, they're doing their best to make, So I can't make an excuse. I don't know how to make excuses. Like, how do you make an excuse for that when there's someone even worse out there? You know what I'm saying? Like in a situation, and I'm not saying being pregnant is worse, because people will be like, how do you do that pregnant? I don't know, but it's a badass feeling knowing that I'm creating this human and I'm still able to keep up with shit that I like doing before I got pregnant. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I say women are fucking amazing. We're amazing fucking humans. Yep. And for you to allow somebody who all of a sudden wants to be a part of the fucking female gang and you're just okay with it. No.
Brought it around full circle, Marisol.
No.
She brought it around full circle.
I'm telling. I was marinating on that shit for a while.
We're gonna talk about this again.
Yeah,
I feel like we are,
because it just seems like it's more and more.
And you ain't getting that stimmy, bitch. Just remember,
no one's getting it.
Nobody's getting a fucking stimmy.
Oh, what I was saying is, I saw ABC 13 News posted like how the breakdown was going to be.
Yeah,
you got to go, Marissa.
No.
So
I got
3:06.
About 10 more minutes. You're good.
It had the breakdown of how it's going to work, and the comments were like, "Oh, so it's better for me to be unemployed and have a bunch of children so I can get my stimulus check first. That's what's up. Okay, so now I know I shouldn't have a job so that I can go ahead and get this stimulus
they
first.
want you to be living out of a cardboard box for you to qualify for anything. And look, you know what? 17 million people less are going to get a stimulus check versus what Trump did. 17 million
I didn't
less.
know that.
It's 12 million adults, 5 million children. That is a goddamn shame. With this new, whatever it is, the way that they're calculating who gets what. I mean, that's sad.
And then not to mention, right? All these, that's why I was telling Marissa, what is this distraction happening? Because the reason this bill's also being delayed is because they're also trying to include the $15 minimum wage. Yeah. That's why it keeps getting denied. And that's why you're not getting your stimulus check.
I don't know why they always try to bunch all these things up in all of these things.
Me too. There's one doesn't have to do with the other.
Because they try to be slick. And they try to sneak all of these things into a fucking... It's stupid.
And they make their oppositions look bad because Republicans say no. People are like, why are you denying the COVID relief bill?
Well, and look...
But it's the minimum
and that's
wage.
The thing, too. It's like, it needs to be... They can't just be putting all of these things...
No.
That's stupid. You got to vote or whatever it is, come up with your decision or whatever on each single individual thing.
Yeah.
Should minimum wage go up? Yes. I mean, if the Juice Caboose can pay people $10 an hour because these motherfuckers are helping me support my dream, I think McDonald's can do it too. That's a big business. $15, I don't know. That is going to be hard for people like me.
I can't start someone off just at $15 an hour.
I know. It's a complicated situation.
Yeah, it's more nuanced than just it's time to raise it to 15.
And that we talked about this yesterday with Kim, and that's kind of like what I was trying to say. It's like, guys, let's just really be realistic here, and let's just stop.
But I think we do need to do better than what we have right now.
I don't know about 720. I think it's 825 now.
I don't think so.
I think it's still 725.
It is 725.
Look it up.
Because I don't know anybody that starts you off at
for the last 10 years.
Yeah, but I don't know anybody that starts you at 7. I used to find work for people, so for deaf and hard of hearing. Nowhere that we'd find them jobs started at 725 anymore. I don't know if that's just naturally they were upping it. I think the lowest I saw was $9, and we're talking about like, I mean, these are more like restaurant jobs, stocking and stuff like that. Yeah. So I don't know where they're paying $725 still. I'm sure there's still places out there. I don't doubt it.
It is $725.
It is. I don't. But most of the time, even Walmart starts you good. HEB starts you off pretty good.
Costco, Whole Foods, Buc-ee's. It's all over 15.
I think a lot of places just do it if their business is doing good. I think that's just me too. I mean, it's like
high five.
High five.
Like
if your business is good,
that's capitalism done right.
Yeah,
when you're
if
actually
your business
paying
doing
people,
good, then you're gonna pay your people. Of course, that's just like.
But sometimes business is doing good and they're still giving you scraps.
Yeah, I'm going to give you all an example. Like with the comics, for me, it's amazing that, when you think about it, they're only working 20 minutes, right? But that's 20 minutes that they've been developing for a hot minute. I don't know how to explain that. You know what I'm saying?
There's a lot of back.
It's still not a lot of money, but I know we're not. So anytime a show does well, right? That's why in their contract it'll say, should shows sell out, they get a bonus. So it also gives them an incentive to want to push on their end too, so that we can sell out, and then they're getting a little bonus. If we don't sell out, then they just get their regular pay. But I do have it in there because I feel it's fair. If we're making more, then you should make more too.
Amen.
A lot of comics, old school comics, don't allow their openers to sell their merch. And that's another way that comics make a little bit of extra money in addition to. So for me, when someone wants to tell me that, they're coming back. I think they went to McDonald's.
Oh, look at Mira nomás, Mira.
I think because of that, I think sometimes more of the old school, I guess, traditional comics that don't allow them to come. It's like, I know that I've been asked many times, why do you allow them to sell their merch? I'm like, because that's how they make their extra money. Because I still am not where I can say, oh yeah, I can pay you this off the top. You know what I'm saying? No problem. To where they don't have to bring their merch to sell. You see what I'm saying? So to me, it's like, if you can make extra money,
y'all
I'm
go to
all for
Austin
it.
when Joe Rogan has all his comedy shit all ready to go. A whole little comedy town he's creating.
Man, it is. Shit. I am excited about that. I like low-key would go get a job there.
We need to start selling our shit. You know what? We need to go to the markets in Austin. Because they have a bunch of markets out there. There's these people that I follow, Las Ofrendas, and they're in Austin, and I mean, dude, they've got markets every fucking weekend.
It's pop-ups
while we're talking about this right now, something I want to do this month, guys, and I just Joseph, bless his soul, he just did inventory for me. I kind of talked about it yesterday, but I want to sell everything that I need to push out, basically, just because to bring in spring stuff, because I'm bringing dropping new stuff. I want the money that I make from that. I want to go support 5 families. I'm hoping that we sell all of it so that we can have enough to support 5 families.
That's right. Okay.
And so I want to give them 100, at least if we can sell everything, depending on how much we make, I want to divide that into 5 families to where they all get a gift card to like H-E-B or Walmart or something like that, to where, these families, I want somebody to like nominate these families. Like, you 100% know they're struggling. They need the help. Because we weren't able to do our give back this year because of this whole pandemic. So I feel like this is going to be the only way I can do it,
Y'all helped, though. Y'all helped the Juice Caboose get a family a tree and lights and decorations and gifts. So,
but I mean, I wish I could have done more.
Me
you know
too.
what I'm saying? And I didn't get to do my big give back. And so this time around, I figured like, okay, I need to bring in new inventory for spring and summer and all that. So let me pull out my old inventory, sell it, whatever I make, divide that up into 5 families. And the reason why I picked 5 families is because if I can give them a little bit more money versus just giving each family $100.
Yep, I agree.
I kind of would rather be able to give each family a larger amount versus having to spread it out between. It's like,
the Juicy Caboosie's ready to help, boo. You just let me know.
So I want to do that. So I have the inventory. I need to set it up. I almost want to sell like, what are those called? The surprise boxes where you just buy, or the mystery boxes. Yeah. Where I make a mystery box.
Like a mystery crate?
And then you just get the boxes. I just got these new cute boxes. And so I just want to put something together. Just kind of mix it up and sell them. I think Pete and them would do that for a hot minute, and it was also, that's how they would get rid of their inventory. And so I feel like that's easier to get rid of versus like one thing here, one thing there.
Yeah.
So if we can do mystery boxes, it's kind of what I want to do, and sell those. I think it'd be faster, and then we'd be able to have this money. And then the hard part's going to be maybe not. If you're a listener and you know of a family who's in need, maybe that's how we go about it. But what if they're not in Houston?
Look, there's a lot of organizations that I've met, Friends of Northside. I think even there's another page that I follow because of the Fresh Project. And dude, there's just a lot of organizations that we can reach out to. Okay. They're everywhere. So we'll find families.
Easy. Okay. And I thought about going to the elementary schools too and ask, because they usually know who the lower income families are. Yeah. So I kind of wanted to go to like my old elementary school in Spring Branch and maybe like something around here, and just to see, depending on how much we sell. Yeah. Then I want to go reach out to these elementary schools also.
Or you can just reach out to your elementary school.
Yeah. And just see if 5 families that need it. And so if we can do that, that would make me feel like, you know what? I couldn't give back this year like I would like to have been able to, but at least I did this. Yeah. And, you know, I helped out 5 families and we, you know, I know 5 families at least got some groceries. Maybe like if they lost their shit in this freeze, like, you know, all these water pipes busting and, you know, all this mess that happened, you know, if we can help them out a little bit of money.
I'm trying to stay positive, Jesus.
I know, it's crazy.
He's taking the wheel. He's going left with it right now.
Anyway.
It's crazy.
It is.
It's crazy times.
We're going to make it through, guys. Be positive. Support each other. Sure. Women, we love you. Except for you hating ass bitch. You know who you are.
As she talks straight to the camera. Right? Thank you guys so much for listening. We really appreciate it. If you have been listening, guys, please, and you have a baby or a young, I don't want to call her a baby, but your young lady is in the Girl Scouts, you know, your daughter, please send her information in. I want to start posting these. I know it's further down, I think, when it's Girl Scout Day, but if we can do it the entire month, that'd be great. We are going to have Jenny from the Fitista on here next week. We're also having Ilse on next week. So if you're somebody who is opening your business and don't know how to get social media started, or you need someone to give you a consultation, these are great women that I'm going to have on here. And I think they would be very helpful. Still trying to find somebody that does budgeting. So if you know anybody that's like in the budgeting business, you know how some people like kind of consult with that, send them over too.
Yes, so that, please. I need help.
Well, I can help you if you on a little.
All right.
But if you're trying to go big, I don't know if I can help with the big part. But
we're out of control.
So we'll all say bye to Marissa for at least a week and a half or so.
I know. Damn.
Yeah. Unless you want to join Marissa, I don't know.
Girl, you know, I'll be over here on the sofa.
If you want to join, you're more than welcome to.
Nah, boo, do your thing. Do your thing. I got juices to make. I'm fucking up. I'm fucking up right now. I had all these things I was supposed to have done by like May. I haven't even touched them.
I hear you. All right, guys. Thank you guys for listening. We appreciate it. See y'all next week.